then you can put an aggressive tri-lane into the Alchemist.
It's a Kunkka.
There you go. Okay, so that's another very early peaking aggressive hero for maybe, and then I think what is going to happen is Liquid will either put Alchemist mid against Kunkka, which I think should be fine actually for Alk, or they're going to put him in the safe lane where he will absolutely be contested.
Yeah.
But, you know, I got to say already before Liquid's last pick, I like the draft more this time. I feel like there's a clearer direction. I feel like there's a clearer plan of what they're trying to do. And I think it matches up better against what they're facing as well. So if they can execute fights, I could absolutely see them put up a much better game here. They have plenty of time.
It's not the overwhelming team fight of LGD. We kind of felt in the last game. And a Timbersaw will be the final one.
Okay.
So that's actually a Weehaw Timbersaw and a Miracle Alchemist.
Yep.
Allowing Mind Control to play that Omni Knight role, and that gives a roaming Mirana of GH. And as far as LGD goes, everything is pretty much exactly where we expected it to be too.
Yep.
That FY and X Nova together. Always a fun combo. Hey, is he? Yeah, he's got both the heads.
And we've seen, I think Secret here at TI have played Shadow Demon Jakiro dual support. And what they did was they put Yapzor on the Jakiro, and he got really farmed and got level 25 in that game, which is an insane talent for Jakiro.
It's just Yapzor in general getting really farmed.
And this time around it's the other way around, though. It's a position 5 Jakiro and a 4 Shadow Demon, and I think a 4 Shadow Demon in this game has quite a bit of merit because Soul Catcher is so good, and because just having Shadow Demon have good items so he can deal damage, I think is what it's going to take here. They need to have enough damage to kill heroes. Aghanim Scepter is amazing. Then you can purge off Guardian Angel on 3 targets from the Shadow Demon with Demonic Purge, and you know, yeah, it's just solid. I would agree with putting the SD on 4 in this game for that reason. I think Jakiro's farm will not counter
But
fat heroes like Timber and Alchemist.
Jakiro is meant to be the liquid fire guy, right? Like he's meant to walk up, hit a
We'll
tower,
see.
and just help push down the lanes.
I have a feeling he's not going to level it very much. I think he might go something like 4-4-0
You
or
were sort of
4-4-1.
like ice path control against Wii and against everyone else.
Just so they fight better. Because I think it's unrealistic for Jakiro to expect to take towers as the only push that they have, and that's going to make the difference. I think it's more coming down to can we win a fight first and then just get it anyway. But yeah, this last pick Timbersaw is really, really good. It's one of Weehaw's comfort picks, so look forward to seeing that for Liquid.
I love how in Weehaw's previous match it was an 8-0-1 Meepo.
Oh.
It's just like what shows up in that tiny little area. 30 assists on the last SD game, huh?
All right, well, here we go. Let's see how it goes. So Weehaw is set to have a matchup against the Kunkka mid, which is a Timbersaw favorite matchup. The reason Liquid picked this hero here is it's good against Kunkka, it's good against Sand King, and it is good against the Lifestealer, but he's not completely safe in the sense that there is decent damage and there's decent lockdown on LGD's side.
Why is that a VG Gaming head bonk?
I don't know.
It's LGD giving a VG Gaming head bonk. LGD's going to get there in time to get the... well, actually, were they going to put the ward down? FY's around the corner, so he plants down the observe wall, but that instantly gets pinged out. If they planted that down instantly, then maybe it wouldn't have been scouted out. But you've already got Kuro with a sentry ward. So
He's not using it, though.
No, but he definitely, like, Miranda definitely pinged it. GH most definitely pinged that.
Oh, they wanted to give it to Alchemist, maybe? He hasn't skilled Grieval's Greed yet. Are they planning something here?
What, like a concoction fight? Maybe.
I would very, very much disagree with that choice. So,
considering no one's gone concoction until like earliest is 5 on an Alchemist. And Mind Control's having its own little battle with Arme up on the top bounty room. But yeah, here they come. Miracle still holding the point. And
oh shit, they're 4.
Oh,
run!
Maybe we shouldn't be here. Maybe I should actually level up Greed. And stun. Goes onto the SD, arrow flies forward, but SD gets himself a double burrow strike. The poison starting to stack up. They look towards Miracle, but then over towards Kuro again. FY, another Shadow Poison. He's not gonna throw it. And out of all of this, it's 3 bounty runes to LGD and 1 to Team Liquid. And by the way, Mind Control and Arme have been beating the crap out of each other for the last minute. Like they've been going hammer and tongs.
Miracle also didn't skill Grieval's Greed. So they didn't even get the bonus gold from the 1 bounty rune they got. I'm not sure if he's worried that he needs to skill Acid Spray to even sustain and be in this lane, but Perhaps that's the
against
that's
the tri lane.
here.
Here comes the arrow. Concoction would actually guarantee this kill against the SK. Burrow strike through. It doesn't come out in time, and he levels greed now.
Okay, this is weird. Could have probably just killed it for the rune then. If this is not the opportunity where you would use another spell, I'm not sure what he was waiting for and planning for. Maybe, yeah, maybe Acid Spray was the idea. Perhaps they would need it. But. So it's going to be a 2v3 lane. Alchemist will absolutely get great farm in this lane if they don't send down the extra hero in the Shadow Demon to contest Alk.
Yeah, but ST just got sent up towards the top lane to try and zone Mind Control out. I think Arme gave the SOS call and said, like, okay, Mind Control is going to start to bully me. 4 mangoes, he can just harass and regen through it all.
Yeah, and the downside, of course, to tri-lane like this is XP deficit, right? If you don't get pulls off, you will be slowly... Not net XP out-leveled, of course, but each individual hero on the other side will have higher levels. And so far, so good for LGD, honestly. If you're playing 2v3 and you get the lane in this position at the start of the game, that's already a pretty big victory, because he will be getting CS on Sand King and full levels here. Arrow, gonna whiff.
Just threads the needle.
Scored a goal there, GH. Okay, and now Kuro dewarded. What? Maybe he wasn't sure they warded. He took his time with this.
Yeah, he had the sentry from the very beginning.
Yeah, he was not convinced that they warded, so he waited until he could check if the camp was blocked.
Like I was wondering, like maybe he would just put the ward down after the fight had happened, so you get like better regeneration.
Oh, X-Nova
blast into an arrow, but the Burrow strike gonna create a little bit of space. X-Nova with a stick charger, still not enough to survive. GH will find the kill, and Charles, because he Burrow strike in, has to sandstorm defensively underneath his own tower. Still a very good start for Miracle as far as CS goes. 13 for 1, that's going to just start to boost up the net worth, even if you don't get the bounty runes at the very beginning.
And now like we're going to start pulling. So I think... Oh, hang on. Kuro?
Here's your stun. Arrow flies forward. Look at Chalice taking it for the team. Burrow strike's available only because he consumes the mango, but he doesn't have Sandstorm available. One more hit, if they can get close enough to him, we'll do it, but it won't happen. In fact, Chalice will probably have to walk all the way back to base now, leaving X-Nova alone in the lane.
Yeah. He's not even that fast. He doesn't have boots. This takes quite a while to do. But the one thing they are doing is they're disrupting, right? Alchemist is fighting them quite a lot, so he's missing some CS at least, while Lifestealer is getting totally clean free farm. 18 and 10. Alchemist is 16 and 2, so way less denies. But yeah, you have to imagine if Kuro would have opened this pull earlier, they would have pulled already, probably. Maybe once or twice more, and that could have had a very positive impact on this 3v2 lane.
And they're only even able to get a single pull off. Like, there's no stacking, there's no camp to pull over to either. They'll be making sure that's been blocked up. Trouble up on top lane, Mind Control. He's already had a lot of problems because every time he tries to go for a pull, FY is just disrupting him. Oh, Somnus, that's problematic. Weeha's going to pull him back, Somnus. Very lucky to survive this. But he'll take it. But this gives Weeha the lane. And he's also, like, this is now the second hero from LGD that has to do the Walk of Shame.
Yeah. He's done a good job so far in Kunkka, actually, but now it gets really hard, especially when Timber hits 6. But so far, they've been even on CS in that mid lane. But yeah, as you said, this walk back to base will absolutely lose him the lane. Not by too much yet, though.
The only one's having a really fantastic lane is Arme up on top.
Yeah, he's super happy.
Yeah, it's a 3-0 CSing Mind Control. It's he's very, very happy. Yep, he's going to miss the target. Burrow strike forward. Yeah, 12-0 to the 3-0. So Challenge definitely getting a lot more out of the off lane for LGD than Mind Control has for Liquid.
It's also experience. He's a full level ahead, too. Mind Control is level 2.5 minute 430, and it's hard, you know? Like,
he's tried to pull, but the SD stops him.
Yeah, and now the lane is really rough. This is a Phase Boots Lifestealer, and you're level 2. So this Shadow Demon at this point, job's done. You can do whatever you want.
He's even rotating around.
Yeah, he's gonna go for the bounty rune. And we'll see. Maybe he'll come bottom. He can keep sitting on this Omni Knight top and just ruining his game, but I'm not sure it's the highest impact play on the map.
Kuro maybe really overstaying his welcome here. Charles needs to get the body block going because the arrow didn't connect on Charles. He's inside the sandstorm. Kuro's just standing his ground, doing as much damage as he can. And now he'll walk off.
He got the rune.
Yeah, you're right. He did pick it up. Burrow strike, the arrow, actually able to connect, and he'll finish up with the Burrow strike. Kuro goes for the extra stun over towards X-Nova, then hides inside the tree line. Kuro's already got one of these kills. The dual breath is able to clip Kuro, but he'll be okay. Meanwhile, Mind Control not so okay. Inside the tree lines, Arme continues to dive him. Doesn't have a creep wave and doesn't care.
Right, so still a little bit of rotation from FY into mid, but didn't have success here either. But Ghost Ship is now available, and the Timbersaw is playing on half health, so technically this is a possible play in the next like 10 seconds before Weehaw gets too tanky again, and he's baiting.
Yep. Bring him forward, then maybe pull him back. X marks a spot. Torrent and Ship, everything's going to be thrown down on top of Weehaw. It'll connect GH, looking to follow up, connects on the arrow on FY. 4 Shadow Poison stacks, but it still won't be enough.
They didn't have enough in the trunk there. They didn't have enough mana. There was no mana for Torrent, there was no mana for Disruption, and he didn't have the Tidebringer either. Or if he did, he missed it, or didn't.
I think he missed the Tidebringer, but the Torrent was, I thought the Torrent was there. It wasn't.
They didn't go for it fast enough. He let Weehaw get away from the ship before he did the Tidebringer cleave hit. So he stays alive, and that's really good news for Liquid, because that was a big commitment. Shadow Demon spent a lot of time on this move without being successful. Sure, they go Shrine, but it's resources used and more time for Miracle Bottom, and Sanking's game is rough now.
That's really nice from Chalice. He actually Quelling Bladed the Sentry Ward the second Kuro put it down, and that's why GH has to plan a second one and then a third one. He's actually going to get rid of the secondary Sentry Ward by planning his own, but it all comes a little too late. GH already gets the hit in. But nice, fun play from Chalice, burning 200 gold of Liquid.
Yep, that's why you got to do this, though. Sanking off lane generally either starts with sentries or gets sentries ferried out, because it's the way you sustain yourself is with this Sandstorm. You have to be able to remove sentries so you have some sort of safety. But, yeah.
And they're actually going on bottom lane too on Alchemist, but that ain't going to happen.
Level 6.
Yeah, Chemical Rage is up, and it's going to be burnt. And look how deep GH is going in. Observer Ward's being placed. He just wants to make sure there's no way anyone can be slipping out and just any kind of recovery farm. And hello, Courier. Goes pretty much over the top of GH. He doesn't have a TP scroll. So GH, here's that combination you're talking about before. Pull back into the Mirana, able to leap down to the low ground, well away from Somnus. Again, wasting a little bit more time.
They might just leave him alone. Oh, nice ward, GH. He gets to ward here now. Cool.
Yeah, you just wait this out. He'll see him move back into the lane. Weehaw is tanking the tower in the mid lane, so they definitely see this. And SY rotates around, gets the disruption over on Kuro. That's Kuro. Doesn't get trapped in, just walks himself further to the north, over to relative safety as GH is ready with his own arrow.
They might have forgotten about him.
Yep. Oh, that Timber Chain forward, holding FY inside the Chakram. Chains away with the Chakram kill. That's Weehaw's first kill of the game, 4th for Liquid.
And Miracle is total free farm. That's the biggest win here, is that the Alchemist is doing very, very well. The support duo of Ogre Mirana is super strong, and it can offset even the weakness of Alchemist, at least if you're playing 2v3. And you gotta wonder if Shadow Demon stayed top too long. Like, maybe he could have rotated bottom after 2 or 3 minutes when he secured this Lifestealer completely and got something more done, but now it's too late, so.
X-Nova, even though he's level 2, he wants to try and help out here. Dual breathing over on top of Kuro. Hit the Liquid Fire with the Burrow Strike. Kuro, more than enough dots on him, even the stick charges won't save him, and he knows it. And that's level 3 now for Jakiro.
Is he gonna go Ice Path?
I'm wondering. He's holding the point at the moment.
GH, okay. Enemy territory.
Bring him back over again, but hey.
Horribly missed time.
Something is not quite right. And GH will just leap once again.
Somnus is generally really good at this X-Torrent timing, but that was... I think that was off by almost half a second there. Sure, you have to be pretty clutch against Mirana, right? But you can let the ship come in. Yeah, it happens. Sometimes you miss your spells. Sometimes you die on your tier 2 tower minute 10.
Weehaw just doesn't care. He had to burn his one charge just to have enough mana to get the Whirling Death kill. But yeah, again, doesn't care when he's able to achieve it. Miracle's gone actually into his jungle now. Like, yeah, easy farm up, protected by observers and sentries everywhere. You do have the Hand of Midas on lifesteal. He got that very early on too, like 9.5 minutes in. He was able to complete that. And Mind Control still doing it rough on the offlane. He's got almost as much net worth as the Mirana.
It's funny how the Sand King that we've seen be miserable bottom is still like 1,000 gold ahead of the Omni Knight. Mind Control's game is just flat out terrible. And I don't I don't know how much he could have done about it, really. Oh, this smoke has to work.
Kuro's
Miracle's
coming
getting
over.
Farmed. Oh, it's a double stack of golems.
He really wants to finish farming this one. FY is going to create a copy. TP support needs to come over, but here comes the ship. Here comes your torrent as well. Miracle will go up and straight back down again. There's not enough regeneration inside that Alchemist to keep him alive. But Weeha has TP'd in, looking for a revenge onto X-Nova, and he will be able to claim it. Who else gets out? Everyone. They're TPing. FY hiding in the trees, but no one's going to look for him there.
So 1 for 1, but they kill the highest net worth hero on the map. You're happy with that? And in the meantime, your lifesteal is free farming. And Ame will not go the Radiance build. He's going to go Armlet. I'm not sure if you mentioned that earlier.
I did not. Just the Midas kind of style.
Yeah. So
But it's what you were mentioning during the drafting phase, right? Like, you want to see him go this combat style.
yeah, you play tempo, I think, against Alchemist in this game. I think this is the right way to go. Maybe you go straight Deso after and just try to have the damage it takes to cut through these tanky heroes.
Is that enough, though? Like, you still need to deal with a Timbersaw.
You got a better idea?
Not really.
Okay, well, there you
Like, Deso's the cheapest thing at the fastest time. X marks the spot. Torrent, the combination. How much have you got to bring down this Timbersaw?
Oh,
He tries
path.
to chain away, but the Ice Path just holds him in position with the Purge as well. 4 stacks of poison, banish him again, but FY's out of mana. But you've got yourself another ship, and he's able to just chain himself away using the Moonlight Shadow to walk it off.
Just kill him.
What? Yeah. Have you got the idea on how to do that too? Anyone bring a Silver Edge?
He
Anyone
also,
bring something?
he also wouldn't have died if the ship hit. That kill was not possible. He has Hood. It's way too tanky. Yeah.
See, how long would it take, like, for, like, maybe that's the item choice. Like, you just get the Silver Edge, something like that that's able to stop the Timber.
Yeah, but that's only effective if you hit him before he has the stacks, right? If you hit him after, he still has the stacks that he did before. You just prevent him from gaining more.
So then you need something to get through the armor and something to stop the regeneration. So you need Spirit Vessel, Desolator, AC.
The classic counter is Spirit Vessel, and then Timber will itemize against that, and then it's about placing the Spirit Vessel after he has used his defensive. If he goes Lotus or if he goes Yules, you save it until after he's forced to use that by something else, and then you Vessel him. And Kunkka almost has that Vessel, but
He's just bringing so much attention towards this mid lane. Take the Timber, sit behind the tower, force 3 to 4 heroes to rotate in. SK doesn't want to do this. He's 200 gold away from completing up his Blink Dagger. But having these supports, they're definitely not strong enough themselves. Even if Shakiro does have fantastic strength game for his support hero, like, that just works in the favor of Wii with another Timber Chain forward. FY, X-Nova knows he needs to actually stand inside the Shark Room to commit the Ice Path. The only way to get back up to safety, and now here comes Ame. Kuro runs off to the side. Weeha knows he can just chain himself away from this Lifestealer who can't control him.
Kuro's dead.
Yeah, well, he should be. Weeha's still on the run back out of this one, so we get to go P&P. Kuro's in very, very deep with the SK. Jakiro almost dying to Kuro, but there's enough support to arrive. Charles, FY,
Charles is
and
dead.
X-Nova.
That's a good timing. 13-minute dagger after that early laning stage? You're happy with that. This game is better than I thought it would be.
You haven't even taken a tower, so it's not even like a big injection of money from
It's
that.
just been getting some pretty good CS.
And now the delivery system.
Yeah,
Special package. They would like to get probably GH as the easier kill. Epicenter preparing up. They'll have to instantly blink and Burrow Strike into the trees. Almost none of it is hit on Weeha. 2 pulses of the Epicenter only. He'll chain up, and Ogre moving in under the cover of the Moonlight Shadow. Double sentries being played just in case one wasn't enough, but Jakiro just chains up with the multicast. Good defensive hit, and then the triple Burrow Strike. Team Liquid and the Torrent. Their feet are so wet. They're 6 feet under. Weeha, he'll go down as well. Miracle, run away.
Bonk.
A VG bonk.
And that... I don't know if LGD deserved that, in a way, when you think about like, the way they started off that fight with completely whiffing Epicenter and the stun onto the Timber, that was not a planned bait. It was a mis-execution, and then Liquid come in, and then Chalice hits the money stun there. But, man, what a crazy way that whole thing developed. They just landed all their second wave of spells perfectly.
Yeah, I just want to see it again.
That's how it goes.
In nice slow motion. And here she is. Chalice, whiff, Burrow, whiff, and now the fight begins.
So he's fine now. Timber's fine.
Yep.
They can choose to back out here, but Liquid feels strong because they've cast so many spells. The call is to go. They get in on the Mirana, but this stun,
Chalice.
flawless. Mind Control just walks into it and gets killed off, and That's just a mistake. Like, he needs to not line up with his teammates, and they get punished hard. And that's something LGD's lineup's really, really good at, is they have lots of AoE, lots of teamfight and stuns.
It seems crazy as well to take that fight when you had no GA. Like,
yeah, you have no GA, and I think
there's
Miracle
no auras, there's no nothing. Miracle's looking for his own stun onto Chalice, but he'll have to blink underneath the tower to get it. With the acid spray, Arrow flies forward, but Miracle is the one to claim the kill and the tier 1 tower afterwards. There's no fortification to stop that. But down on bottom lane, they're hunting. Weeha staying in what is normally the enemy of the Timbersaw, the trees.
Every enemy can be useful once in a while.
Actually, technically, Timbersaw is the enemy for trees, not of trees. I'm not of the Timbersaw. He likes trees.
He likes breaking them.
Yes.
That's not really how you like things normally.
You know, I still miss that whole, like, how many trees can the entire community destroy?
Oh my god, that clicking game?
that was so good.
Oh my god, I don't know how much I clicked in that.
Oh. They were great community challenges. I hope they come back sometime soon.
I remember how ridiculous the original numbers were.
How many illusions can you create? Now we go again. Banishment and the Ice Puff. Hold him in position. Burn down Weeha. The Timber Chain won't work. This time the tree is his enemy because it obviously moved. And the stun. Oh boy, Arme. Team Liquid just want to prove they've got some damage. Xnova wants to prove he's got some control, TPing away to safety. FY, he won't be so lucky. No disruption, no catcher, nothing really to do apart from, well, to die. He's making it work for it, though.
Yep. Feels a bit naive to try to gank this. I said naive again. You love when I do that, right?
I do.
Do you really?
I don't. I really don't.
This kill just doesn't... I don't even know if it's possible. Like, Lifestealer doesn't have Deso yet. It's an Alchemist that's really farmed that you're trying to gank with Lifestealer, Jakiro, and Shadow Demon. I don't think they have the damage yet. This level 2 Soul Catcher.
And they're about to be facing an AC on Miracle, too.
And this is disregarding the possibility that there's even one teammate nearby, then he doesn't die. It doesn't matter who it is. In this case, they even had time to TP in.
They're coming to fight again. This tower drops a Miracle. If he gets the last hit, which he will, he can now go by the AC. But Chalice, this time he's going to hit with the Epicenter and the double Burrow Strike. They want to kill a Miracle and get the Chemical Rage up, but they have the damage output to get the kill. Weeha chains away. SK saved by FY, and maybe with the Purge, Weeha, who cannot walk away. He wants to chain again. The Burrow Strike barely misses from Chalice. He almost killed himself with it, but it won't matter. They're drawing him back with the X mark. And 2 heroes go down as the 2 tankiest heroes of Liquid. Man, I feel like you've got the Kyle syndrome. You say something can't happen and it happens.
It's a bit different, though. That wasn't the 3-man gank with Lifesteal, Shadow Demon, and Jakiro. That was a 5-man engage with Epicenter. Bit different. Then you can kill him. Absolutely. That was a great spell casting from LGD. That was pretty much perfect execution. And Mind Control even tried to save the Alchemist. He cast all his spells correctly and it still wasn't enough. Maybe he didn't have mana for GA. That's possible. Or it wasn't skilled at the time. But yeah, that was maybe that little bit that was missing to keep Miracle alive in this instance.
The issue when you have an Arcane Boot Omni, he's gone the Phase Boots.
Yeah.
Team Liquid are grouping up around Roshan.
Yeah, that's still, you know, they get this DD, and Miracle is still, you know, they got the tower. And sure that you lose 2 heroes here, but I still think this Roshan probably belongs to them.
Yeah, Somnus is looking. Torrent's going to connect, sees the fact that Miracle has the double damage, and he's already started it up. Weeha will be the neighborhood. So begin the poison spray, begin the Torrent spam. Moonlight Shadow from Team Liquid. Sentry Wards, where are they right now? As the arrow, the chain stuns, they're going to be absolutely perfect on top of the Jakiro, but the GA protecting Liquid. They still haven't taken out Roshan yet. Somnus is in the middle of the pit. Weeha chaining himself back out, but he's pulled back in again. Nowhere he wants to be, especially with the Spirit Vessel on top of him. Again, he is down with the Alchemist, and the Torrent is going to make it impossible to actually get the hit into Roshan. Who's going to kill him? Killed by the Radiant. Then the Aegis, the Immortal, snatched out by Somnus. He'll be able to survive. His Arme just goes ham. Look at him just rip everybody apart and get over here.
Okay.
GH will go down to everyone from Liquid is dead.
Now I called it. I said Liquid would get that. They got the Roche. I was right.
Yeah,
they got the Roche.
They got the Roche. They didn't take the Aegis.
I didn't say they would win the fight or get the Aegis, but they got the Roche. Okay, so we're fine.
You know what? How many times are we actually going to see Liquid start the fight, though, with Alchemist as well as Timber being the first casualties of war?
Honestly, I think Liquid were as surprised as I was with how fast Alchemist died. That was the Desolator reveal that they didn't account for, and Omni even GA'd pretty quickly. They GA'd and they force-staffed Miracle, and he still died. There was just too much damage. All the spells connected again. Lifestealer was hitting him for massive damage together with the Sand King. You're going to see it here. So Miracle is sitting on pretty good health. He's currently Heavenly Graced, so the stun is short, but the damage is just insane. Epicenter, Sandstorm, Burrow Strike, Kunkka Spell. I think only the Torrent actually connected. It's just Ame just destroying him with rage.
And it's like
I don't think Mind Control could have played that fight better, even. That wasn't even on the defensive play. He just couldn't survive it. He couldn't take the damage.
I think actually he got the last hit on Roshan too, so he managed to get the big man.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. Team Liquid, they believe they can still get back in and fight. Even though there's gold advantage, like 20 minutes into a game in LGD, like they've actually got the gold advantage. Not by much, but they've got it. Down on bottom lane, Concoction flies. Chalice, he's got Fire Strike available, gonna go deeper into the trees, begins his own TP out. Is anyone gonna stun?
Oh, Kuro! Dude, that was so close. There is no way he gets out of this. That would have been, oh man.
Oh, well, Liquid, they hunted for it, they needed it.
And they got it.
Conquer is now finished up a Radiant, so Somnus has that available.
Yep.
A little bit more damage in for Miracle. He hits the level 15 talent with a plus 50.
So what was it we were talking about in the draft, that Lifestealer could go combat and then they could get another hero mid that could go Radiance? Which one was that? It wasn't Kunkka. We were talking about someone else that could go that so Lifestealer can Radiance. Or aggro build.
Yeah, who the hell were we talking about that?
But we're in the same situation though, right? Like it's the Kunkka instead doing it, but the logic is the same.
Yeah. So one becomes your team fight presence, and the other becomes your frontline combat single target. That's all we were looking for. And he's going to go for like a full heart too, so Lifestealer's going to want to look for the reset. But he hasn't gone like the early combat with the Desolator as well as the Armlet. Works an absolute treat for him.
And after you've seen these last two fights, you got to wonder if Miracle made the right call going AC, actually. Perhaps raw HP would have played a bigger part here. You're still playing into Soul Catcher, though, which is tricky. And that's largely what is also blowing him up in these fights, that, yeah, you can buy a heart, but then the Soul Catcher is still going to murder you. But maybe straight BKB in this game after Radiance is the play?
It felt like it made sense considering how well the Timbersaw was pushing down the lanes. Because that's where Liquid's momentum was going. It was taking tower after tower after tower after tower, or always being there, adding some pressure to it. But obviously with the multiple fights going wrong, things just start to turn around.
Yep.
Same with the gold though. Starts to shift back up again because Alchemist has got a little bit of free space to farm. The BKB's coming on the courier now, so you get your wish.
Yeah, he needs to play this. He needs to play this BKB well. If he's Heavenly Grace, there's kind of no way he gets chain stunned until death, so he will get the BKB off. But
really nice Observer Ward. That scouted out the smoke. Mind Control wasn't up the hillside before that happened. Somnus has already got the kill onto the tower. Cleans up the creep wave. So Alchemist would love to run around the back. He wants the fight. The BKB's there. They want to get in on this engagement. But you've also got the delivery service. Chalice is ready once again. Just walk up a hill. Here comes your movement forward. Miracle are looking for the hit, and they've got the kill over on the Jakiro, so no Ice Path shenanigans in this case, and they do have the extra follower. Weeha moving in. The epicenter is doing heavy amounts of damage. They all push back up again. Mind Control so low, but he gets the GA off, allowing Weeha to stand and fight Miracle. This time around, he's got all the life, and Weeha and Mind Control causing all sorts of problems in the back lines, allowing Miracle to finally bring down Chalice. They'll have the buybacks in, and they're looking to push forward. A quick blink away. Miracle is out to safety. Weeha maybe not so lucky, but remember, he's the tanky one. Hold him in the Ice Path. Doesn't have a lot of charges to go on that reactive armor, so they can bring him down. But LGD, an expensive fight to take buyback on the SK as well as the Jakiro.
And their Aegis, too. Without the Aegis on the Kunkka, that fight goes really bad, I think.
But they're coming to push.
Yep.
They want the tier 2 tower in mid, and they should easily be able to claim it. And you're right for the Jakiro. 1 point liquid fire only.
Yeah, I think this is the best way to build Jakiro in most games right now. Ice Path is a fantastic spell, and the way it scales by half a second stun and -1 second cooldown, the efficiency of it just goes up like crazy. Level 1, it has 12 times as long cooldown as stun duration, and level 4, it has about 3.5. So it gets so much better.
GH really has to make a run for some of these bounty runes. Like, they're going to spawn up in 7 seconds time, but it's going to be 3 runes going the way of LGD because they've totally abandoned the bottom. Liquid are smoking up, looking for their opportunity, but LGD are not gonna play anything here. Take the 3, back up.
Yep. Oh, Lifestealer got a heart?
He did.
I thought he was gonna go Nullify before that, actually. Wonder why.
Here we go, Concoction. Blink it, able to get the stun over on the Jakiro. Easy, quick kill for Miracle.
Alchemist with Bloodlust just looks so absurd.
That's a long death timer as well. About a minute for the Jakiro because he bought back in the last fight.
Yep, they're probably going to concede this tower.
They need the creep wave is the only downside.
It's coming. 10 seconds, that tower's dead.
Yeah. And what does LGD really care? The Nullifier is coming next from Ame. He's got it queued up. He's looking for that extra space to farm up. The BKB is almost completed for Somnus. That's a little bit short, about 600. And you can get a lot of that from just the creep wave pushing on top. And FY's got a Blink Dagger, so he can sit very, very far back when initiation happens.
And it's a super good way of reliably hitting Soul Catcher as well. He has Lens and Dagger. It's very easy to get Soul Catcher off, and it's makes it easier to get that extra hero in it too. If you can get 2 hero Soul Catchers, it's really big difference. Gives you suddenly the potential of bursting off the 2 cores or 1 core in any protective support or whatever that's a little bit too close in the area.
Look at FY, he just wants to get a copy of one of the Alchemist Illusions. Oh, thank you.
I'll take that.
Got him. Get him in range of the wave.
Oh, do you remember when Alchemist Illusions had Greevil's Greed?
I do, yeah.
That was great. Thanks.
SD becomes the greatest hero ever. Moonlight Shadow. Team Liquid looking to find. Ame is the man presenting himself close, but remember, we are during nighttime phase, so the vision game is not fantastic. In fact, it's LGD who have the Observer and Sentry down, so they see the Sentry being planted, so that allowed BKB from Somnus to be triggered. He just got the slight early warning system, and SK Chalice ready to go again with the Blink. Burrow Strike over on 2, into the epicenter. What's he got? Kuro, that's what they've got. Didn't even need to use the epicenter. Burrow Strikes off cooldown in 3 seconds time. Blink's going to take a little longer than that, but with the Purge Mind Control having a hard time getting away as Weeha brought back with the X-Mark spot into the macro Pyre and Ice Path. No way to escape, or does he? Timper chain up, but he's still being locked in position. Another X-Mark spot. It just keeps coming. Lotus Orb, it won't care. A double kill for Ame. Another long death time of 50 seconds for the Timbersaw.
Perfect timing on the BKB arriving for Somnus. It came out on the courier, right? When they jumped him.
Yep.
So he had the ward or the vision, and I mean, that's just... It's either it's planned and it's really good, or it's just really lucky timing, but either way, you know, that's Dota. These moments happen. Good arrow, but no follow-up, of course.
Yeah, it's that moment. I don't know if the smoke had actually broken by that point, but if the Sentry Ward didn't go down, they wouldn't have seen that, because there was an Observer and Sentry on that same on the same position.
Yeah.
That's what gave LGD the information, like, at least clearly. Hey, keep racking up those points, GH. Fantasy points with every single stun.
And you see
He's
how
actually got
much...
15.2 for this game so far.
Excellent. I wonder why you're checking that.
Because I love my fantasy team.
Oh, really?
But I don't have GH in it today.
Oh, well, then why are you checking?
Just because maybe someone made a really bad decision to put GH in their fantasy team.
That's pretty harsh.
Oh, it's a bad decision because Team Liquid don't play multiple games, three series in a day.
I see.
Yeah, for anyone out there who is doing fantasy teams, here's the tip. Get the teams during the group stage that play 3 series in a day. Good tip. Just in case you didn't know.
You heard it here first, guys. Here's your tip. Don't
Weeha.
pick Liquid in your fantasy.
Damn,
Okay?
Weeha just lost half life. Walking forward, he's at least going to get the Lotus Orb off, but he's just being trapped down. Weeha Timber chains a little bit further
He's still
forward.
alive.
He is still alive. Let's go. Chalice in a little bit of trouble. Burrow strikes up the hill. The Ignite's going to follow him very, very deep. Weeha, well, okay, don't test that whole living thing. You know, walk away from this as SD does buy back.
That worked out very well for Liquid this time around. Weeha survived. They got the kill on the Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon buys back and they reset. And I don't think they really used anything except maybe Moonlight Shadow.
Yep.
Yeah. Alchemist didn't use his BKB.
Now they're going to smoke and go.
Okay.
But Chemical Rage is on cooldown for 17 more seconds. So
this is a really big moment.
This is the only downside. Like, they don't have that available. There's no BKB on the Kunkka. There's no protection from Somnus. The smoke in the backlines, delivery system, SK is ready to go, and he'll instantly go on top of Weeha with a burst out. Weeha! Oh. Instantly explodes! They'll get no, actually, no, they can't even get the rebuttal because FY, defensive disruption. Somnus, they can't protect him enough. Miracle, sitting right on top of him, moving his attention over towards Ame. The back under the tower. Another Ice Path will connect. Another double Burrow Strike from Chalice. Kuro's low in life. The GH will pop up as Miracle. He looks over towards Jakiro and able to bring him down inside the tree line. push to the tier 2 tower in mid, and he blinks again. Another disruption from FY, trying to control up Miracle, using this Radiant Sperm for his advantage. He's just taking them AWOL away from the rest of the heroes, and that allows him to go on top of Mind Control. Ame moves forward. Miracle does have the triple kill, but Ame is the bigger beast, bringing down Kuro. And he knows he matches up well against the Alchemist. Oh wait, he actually got...
He didn't leap, he had 3 leaps. Maybe he thought he was going to be fine, or maybe he just thought he was dead no matter what. He didn't get on. I think he had it. He had his stuff to try to escape that, but...
It looked like it, yeah.
I thought that fight was going to unfold much better for Liquid after they got the Kunkka kill to begin with, but this long chase does end up costing them 2 supports.
4 bounty runes in for Liquid.
That's
while,
the
Alchemist
big
is
one.
up. So hey, everything pays off now.
That is the real win. There is the bounty runes, and yeah, what sets this whole thing up is that Kunkka doesn't have BKB ready, and I'm pretty sure that's what prompted Liquid to go for the smoke, even with Chemical Rage on cooldown for 20 seconds, like you pointed out. You gotta take advantage of these situations when they're given to you, and that was a very quick move. And
FY tried his best. Like with that defensive disruption, actually kind of messed around.
It was good, but it was late too, right? Like
yeah, he was like a 10-15% HP.
Yeah.
But Miracle did so much damage so fast, they just weren't ready for it. And also note that Miracle isn't just building himself up anymore. He's done. He's now looking towards the Aghanims upgrades.
Yeah, I think you give.
You give it to Omni Knight, right? Letting Mind Control sit a little bit further back, or is it the double chakrams for Timber?
I like the double chakram, but he doesn't have mana for it, actually. You can't give it to Timber right now.
Okay, so best thing is Mind Control? Actually, Ogre? No.
I'm not sure. It kind of depends on what you're aiming for. I don't think the Mirana one is bad to give either. It's a lot of extra magic damage. It gives them better wave clear. Giving the Omni his is also fine, but to be honest, GA hasn't really been the problem in the last couple of fights, in my opinion. I think he's used it pretty well. But they're still playing into Demonic Purge and soon to be a he has the Nullifier and Lifestealer.
This is actually so good for LGD at the moment. This one Observer Ward, this right on top of the Dire Shrine.
They see everything.
Sorry, the Radiant Shrine. I think LGD, like, Team Liquid unaware of it. They put their Sentry Ward too far towards the east. They thought they got rid of them all. Oh, nice Arrocat Chalice.
Got him.
Hey, fantasy points, which you shouldn't have selected for.
Well, if GH gets another 20 arrows, he might get more than a player that plays 3 games.
I don't think it totally works that way. It's like everyone thinks that Alchemist gets a crap ton of fantasy points just because of the GPM, but it's not. It doesn't really count that much. It's 16.8 right now for the Alchemist. That's an okay game, but he's got 31,000 net worth.
Yep.
In 32 minutes, and it's still only giving you 18 points. And that's everything combined. That's including the 8 kills he's got. But anyway, let's not talk more about fantasy points. I can do that all day.
Yeah, I know.
Just like a techie strat.
What do you do next? I'm just thinking for Liquid, like the transitioning now, this is when Alchemist wants to win games. This is when he peaks and wants to finish. He's 6-slotted. He could get it maybe an Aegis and then go. If you can't finish the game at this point, I'm a bit concerned for them going later that their damage is just going to be too weak. Like the only physical damage their lineup really has is Alchemist, and it will not compare to Lifestealer and Kunkka later on. So maybe they have to try for a timing push soon with this Aegis and get something done.
Well, Moonlight Shadow in from Liquid,
with a fight here.
But LGD are ready too. They've got the SK infested up in the back lines, looking for a new target. With the Observer and Sentry being planted, LGD have really good information around, at least from the rune area across. And that's what he jumps in for. Jump in, grab the haste rune. Bottom creep wave still pushing in for LGD. It's not going to be anything too problematic. But it's at least going to make Team Liquid look behind themselves.
Yeah, Alk's going to go back and take that quickly.
And they want to get the
D
D-ward.
ward is still there.
They're going to get the D-ward now. Observer and Sentry is down. TP's coming on top of the ward. The blink bar is strike forward. Kuro, he could die so quickly. Ame, he's able to hold him in position. Miracle, Concoction will fly over to challenge. He was able to get himself pushed down into the lane. Ice Bar trying to create more space. But the issue is really for FY. He gets the disruption over on Miracle, but Weehan's already taken the SD's life. Chalice wants to take at least somebody back, or at least he'll take him in with a Bar strike forward. Now Ame has to go to work. Omni protected by that Aeon Disc. They still want to kill him off with the boat. He connects. And the Torrent. They just hold them in position. The GA cannot do enough work. And maybe Miracle,
so weak right now.
He doesn't have that chemical rage anymore. Pulled back into the ice path.
Oh,
GH! He went back into it too. Weeha, he's now the next target. Timber chains himself back up, but once again the Torrent grabs him, pulls him back.
4 and 5 fight. You gotta say it, right? Like, Ogre dies, Liquid start off this fight, they start chasing out. Sand King gets the Ghost Scepter off on the Concoction, so he stays alive forever. They get to make the turnaround play with the Infest.
Oh.
They did kill the Shadow Demon on the way, I suppose, so it kind of was a 4 and 4, but the difference was, in order to kill the Shadow Demon, Liquid had to dive really far and get out into this open area where Kunkka and the Jakiro love to fight.
Why did they buy back on 2? Oh no, GH. He has to 4-star.
He's fine.
Yeah, I'm about to say, he's got no more leaps.
He's got Lotus.
Somnus is back towards Roshan. Alchemist is the only one who hasn't bought back yet.
Honestly, I'm not sure about this Mjolnir for Miracle, if it's doing enough. It doesn't deal damage to Lifestealer. Maybe it has to have some like really hard-hitting stuff.
Really nice shadowing him. The Chakram looks towards Roshan. Weehan's able to ground the Arcane Rune and run away from Exnova's Ice Path. Timber chains through as much damage as he can, but Weeha, he came underneath the Sentry Ward planted just on the edge of the Roche pit.
Very good harass, though. He's buying a lot of time.
Yeah, I'm allowing Alchemist to come back up.
It's also going to mean Sand King comes back up. They kind of respawn around the same time here, and this Infest should be coming in right now. But yeah. Lifestealer hits very hard and fast. He is pretty much maxed out. He will eat this Moon Shard and get an AC, I suppose, and then he's done. And you see it in the fight. 5 hits, pretty much any hero dies. You got to be really on your feet, and you got to be careful. Arrow scouting out, not finding anyone.
All right, Miracle, go buy that Aghanim Scepter now. He's actually, his surplus isn't enough. He'll sacrifice his buyback if he grabs the Aghanim Scepter at the moment.
Yeah, he's not going to do that.
No. Maybe just farm up the mid lane and get an easy quick 1,000 gold. Surplus 600 now. Just needs a little bit more time. But LGD, yeah, Roshan's starting to repair himself. Guys learn first aid.
$300 more to go for the Ags. I still feel like it's going to be really telling who he gives it to.
The Acid Spray only got 1 last hit in the mid lane. It's just a little unlucky. It's like, okay, I got 930 guys. Like, just a little bit more. All right, there. He's short by 70, but I think that's close enough.
No, it's not.
It's not?
Because he uses his unreliable gold first, right?
There it is.
Oh, he does it anyway?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait.
And it is... wait.
That's... Wait, math?
It's on Timbersaw now.
Yeah, but why does he have buyback? Didn't it say not enough, and then he bought it and used it, and then he has enough?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Am I being stupid? Oh, it's because he gives it away, then his net worth falls. Then his buyback is cheaper. That's why.
Huh.
Because he passes it over, right? So you can buy it when you don't have buyback yet. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Cool, okay.
Gotta remember the buyback math.
Yeah. And yeah, the reliable, unreliable was irrelevant for the situation, by the way. It didn't matter. We weren't in that range. Okay, let's see. So any smoke?
Still look towards Russia. At least that Dire Observe Ward is now gone, so Team Liquid can feel a little bit more comfortable about things. And everyone's just checking Roshan. I love how Chalice is doing it. He's the Torrent connects over on Weeha. Chalice, he comes up, Fire Strike. They're looking to just take out Kuro at the very start. A quick 4-star gets Kuro further away, but no, the Tidebringer. It hits so hard, and with the boat coming in, it's really problematic. But underneath the Shrine, Team Liquid, the regeneration combining with the GA is still not enough. A double buyback is required, and one from SK2. Somnus just wants to walk this one off, but Miracle wants to kill him, and they've got him too. Mind Control actually gets the double kill, but Arme trying to go to work over on Weeha. Too much armor to work with, but the epicenter from Chalice and the triple Burrow Strike, putting Liquid in a rough position. The Burrow Strike, okay, these stuns on FY. He's in the front lines, creating copies of Miracle, and actually those SD illusions helping Arme to finish the job, but that's where you get the buyback in from the Alchemist. TP out towards the Shrine. Weeha getting hit by another Spirit Vessel. They protected. The Lotus Orb is up, and now GH flies the arrow forward. No one's going to get hit by that one. Splits both the Creep Wave as well as the 3 heroes. And Miracle, he's too far forward. The Overwind's trying to break him free. The Torrent, as the ship, they push him more back. Miracle forced up, but Chalice will stay with him, and they bring him down. 2 minutes on the sideline after the dive back, and Arme once more. Mind Control will TP out. Weeha, he has to intercept the creep waves or something, but no, he gets X-marked. He's going to be pulled back in once again. Chalice has the Burrow Strike, but the Timber Chain. Weeha with the TP away. No! The Burrow Strike, it pulls him back in. The Lotus Orb also works against him too, with the Torrent combination, cancelling the chain away. Weeha, he shall fall. There's enough poison on him without buyback. Timber is down. LGD have 5 heroes up, and this should be the game once again. LGD walk down the mid to claim the GG. Depends how hard and fast they push, but it's a 1.5-minute window. Tier 4s, that'll be the next target. Yeah, they're going to end this now.
Look at Lifestealer just mauling this. 5 seconds per tower. He's not even raging for it.
He doesn't need to. There's no real threat. The Burrow Strike comes in on mind control. He's protected a little bit, but now Arming in for the open wounds. Mind control will lose it, but then he gets caught in the torrent ship combination. They four-staff him up almost inside the ice path. But the tier 4 towers are totally lost. They're doing everything they can, Liquid, to try and repel LGD, but Miracle will concede it with the GG call. LGD will 2-0 the series, keeping that top position in the group stage. And